Speaking of alumni, I just want to show that I'm rocking my guy. So,
Yep.
class of what 2020, what 2020? That whole COVID thing threw me off.
2020.
We'll just say 2020. The Moore brand. These shorts are super comfortable. Also rocking my guy from the 11 brand anime Yusuke shirt.
That's dope.
Want to do both, so wanted to shout y'all out, man. Um, being an alumni, man, it's a proud thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's supposed to give you the sense of a belonging of somewhere.
Yeah.
Um, for example, I saw recently because I played with Brandon Roselle on the ABA team, Richmond Elite, for for a year.
Mm-hmm.
He was overseas killing it.
Yeah.
And he just came back and is now an assistant at VCU.
Yep.
With Mike Rose, JD Byers, all them. Those are my guys.
Yep.
And then they also recently, I think Corey Douglas, he's now in the athletics academics department in VCU.
Pretty cool.
So it's just cool to see that connection still be there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And it's not one of those things where it's like after they graduate, it's like they just push it aside.
Yeah.
So I think that's cool, and that's something that I feel like I strive to make happen at our spot.
Yeah.
I did have a conversation with like a few different people, different sports. So I talked to this dude, and he played for the soccer team while I was at Macon.
Okay, Macon.
I don't want to say his name because but he felt like I asked him like, hey, how often do you get back to like soccer games, or how often do you talk to so whatever. He was just like, really don't. And I think it's a combination of a few things. I think one of them is a disconnect from it's a different coach.
Yeah.
From originally where he was there, and I think the way he had positioned it, there was an interim coach in between, not an interim, but there was a coach in between.
Yeah. That
there was still some type of connection. And there was the next one that came, and that's where it cut off.
Yeah.
It's almost like anything that happened before them, it doesn't. I won't say it doesn't matter. I would say it's not a priority.
Yeah.
For them to engage with that with that past generation.
Yeah.
And I asked, do you come to games or whatever? He's like, nah, not really, because I don't have that connection. And I've asked a few other people from different sports how they feel about it, and it's a very similar conversation where it's like I enjoyed my time there, but now there's this I feel like what I did next very little in the current scheme of things.
Okay.
So I wanted to ask you, how do you feel alumni in general can improve? Alumni relations in general can improve amongst sports. Because I get it. Sports is a very what can you do for me now type thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like dwelling on the past is cool. It's fun to enjoy, reliving old days, but like I can't help you now, right? Like I can't go on the court. Like some people can't go on the field. Some people can't go on the tennis courts. They can't. I can't help you now.
Yeah.
So it's a very like, what can you do? What is the current generation doing for you now? However, we also have to look at the fact that the stuff that was done in the past and the generation that did come before them, would the current crop be there if it wasn't for the certain level of successes or the recruiting efforts or the engagement of the previous generations? Would those current people be here? So it's like, how can we connect those? How can we keep that connection going while also still focusing on the current crop of talent that we have? It's a lot. I know it's a mouthful. My fault.
No, it's not my fault. I think so like I know like schools like it's better to just use different schools. So like CNU, for example, I was supposed to go there, but decided not to go there. But one of my close friends, he went to CNU. He graduated before I actually came into college.
Right.
And their situation is like kind of the same in the sense of where they, like, if they come back, or their alumni relations, like, you know, they donate, they have like certain events and things like that. But they're more they're looked at as like not what to meet, but just what they did, right? So as an alum for CNU, like I don't know exactly like their stats or what their situation was, but what the school did was really make them know that like what you like, this is a special, it was a special time, right? And this is a special bubble, and then this bubble's whatever, and then there's another special bubble, right? There wasn't no trying to align the two bubbles,
Right.
Alumni are alum, so
it's a alumni is a big circle.
alumni is a big circle.
But in the circle, there are certain sections of circles.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Doesn't mean that one circle is better than the other. Doesn't matter one circle is bigger or smaller than the other. Everyone has their own separate bubble and separate contributions that they made to the program or whatever it is that they're in. And I think one of the issues
Motives is a big thing.
Yeah. I think one of the issues is that we get caught up in trying to either compare
Yeah.
or outdo or better a bubble rather than just creating your own bubble.
Yeah.
Like, we all want each other to succeed. That's really the end of the day. I want people to do well. That's the bottom line. I don't need for my bubble to be used as a challenging point.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Create your own legacy. That's what it should be about. And that's I think that's what the major thing is.
Yeah. And I know alumni relations just as a whole, and for this, like, I'm just going to take the institution that we went to out of it, just as alumni relations as a whole. One thing I do like, I mean, some bigger schools do it, but like, I like how they're able to still kind of like celebrate those things. And with bigger schools, you have sometimes you're more of like a diverse.
Sure.
Yes.
Sure.
Right. Group of alum that will come back, and you know, I just think that if in regards to your original question, because your original question was loaded, in regards to your original questions,
super loaded.
There are ways to kind of do that. The soccer team, for example, they don't really have that relationship. I guess it just depends on the coach and depends on the school. That would make the alum really be like participate a little bit more, right? But there's only so much alum. If just like how like what can you do for me now is the same thing for alumni, like right, like we also graduate, we move on, and we're like, all right, we're good, we're support, you know, we do what we need to do, like, but
we don't want to say the relationship is over, but like
we are good.
That's the best way to put it.
We're good, right? And it's not. It sounds negative to say it that way.
No, we're content.
We're content.
We're zen with where we are.
Zen. Like,
we did what we did. It was an amazing time.
Exactly.
It was it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the next steps is the same thing, which is making sure like not our older alum, but like older alum even before we were there, like, or other schools were there, or other students were there, that they also show like how the progression has gone,
right?
And the involvement for some alumni. I know now I'm bringing in my institution, around thinking, like I said, with you coming back and working out with us and Danny, whatever. I know you probably you were hearing the whispers about our right? Because that's what they're gonna do. Like they're
Sure.
gonna,
I mean,
that's just what it is.
it's an unfortunate natural progression.
Yes. But one thing, maybe because the look was different, but one thing we made sure to appreciate was that like our coach made sure to appreciate was that like that was still a celebratory time, right?
That was a thing.
That was a thing.
It
wasn't. It's not gonna be erased.
It was never. It was not a thing where it was used as a you need to be better than them.
Mm-hmm.
It was a hey, I feel like you can reach these levels and maybe you go beyond.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what it was. Those are two different things.
Yeah, our success
Those
wasn't used to minimize or erase what your success
Correct.
was.
Correct.
What some schools get wrong, like my boys from CNU, like they got that wrong a lot, which kind of pushed
a lot of people
away, right? Because to them it's like, what can we can't go back and change games. We can go back and play more.
Yeah.
Like we did.
Like I'm sorry, we did what we could.
We did
what we could. Yeah.
And then we go have babies, kids, wives,
like,
moves on. Like
that's adulthood, bro.
That's adulthood. Like we may pick a little pickup here and there, but
like trust me, if you want to let me just live out college life for like years, I'd do it. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Without classes? Oh my God, what?
What? Without classes?
That'd be great.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, eventually everyone has to move on and get along with their life. Yeah, I
think there's schools are different.
Schools are definitely different.
Their alumni are different.
Alumni are different.
Their alumni look different.
And the way they treat alumni are different.
Yes. So it's gonna be it's based on what your school. I think do what's like as an alumni, do what's best for you. Do what's best with what you choose is because clearly you love your school enough to the fact that like you still have your best friends from that school.
Right.
So like just do what you can, like whether that's donating, whether that's showing up for games here and there.
Turn back the games.
Just
even work like you work out. You work out with kids. You know, as they come through the program or whatever.
Yeah.
If you get invited, and I feel like you just have to continue to support in your own way. That's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
You support in your own way. At the same time, I feel like you should give as much as given, and that's as far as effort. Because I think that at some point, with any relationships, notice that sometimes one side is giving more than the other.
Okay.
And at some point you realize that depending on what side you're on, it hurts or whatnot. And so you just gotta because you still love that person or that institution, that organization, or that program, but you can't let it affect you.
Yeah.
Like if you know what I'm saying. It's like any relationship. You know
any relationship, and like once you and to talk about that, like sometimes you check out of things, right? So like whether it's relationships,
check out.
Whether it's relationships, whether it's your old institution, whether your old job, like you get to a point where like you just check out mentally, where it's not like you are having any ill feelings. It's just
right.
Where I always say this. I wish I had on a shirt. I gotta find a shirt. Like we're good.
Yeah, we should make that shirt.
Like
for the alumni. That's a dope shirt. That's a dope shirt. I think that's a dope shirt. No, listen, we get shirts made. That's our warm-up shirts for like everybody.
Yeah.
Like a black and a white, or black and a yellow shirt.
Yeah.
Black and a white shirt.
I think that'd be a great shirt. I think that.
I do really think that's a great shirt.
No, it's definitely a good shirt because it could be used. I can wear that shirt to warm up or in when I go to work. Not I can't wear it to work, but I can wear it outside.
Right, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm gonna be honest. I got a hoodie ready for the alumni game. Oh my God.
Are we even having that?
You got to ask people.
I don't know. I know like with COVID.
Yeah, it's kind of
it's a little different.
I don't know. It just depends on how they're gonna set up the games. I mean, with football, they're letting football players come in.
Yeah,
that might be even worse actually.
Yeah.
In terms of COVID stuff.
Yeah.
So, because I feel like with basketball, you can like kind of like separate seats and stuff.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying?
I think if we do it, that'd be cool. I always.
We'll see. It's usually in what, February?
Yeah. We'll see how COVID is going. We'll see how much involvement happens in terms of basketball dinner. because normally that's how it kind of how it aligns there. Um,
Yeah.
but just besides that institution, alumni relations is normally like pretty much what I said before. What you said is like it's a whole give and it's a give and take type of thing.
It's very give and take.
Because most of the stuff is voluntary.
Right.
So
it honestly it's all voluntary.
It's all voluntary.
You can ask as many questions as you have. Come to this. Donate this. Da da da. If I don't want you, I don't want you.
Yeah. And I think that for your boy, for the soccer team, he probably has never felt like
he's never felt
the need to do.
He never either felt the need to, or he never felt that
effort was given to him.
Right. And that's really all I'm getting at.
Yeah.
There are different levels of effort, and there are different levels of effort provided, depending on what the thing is.
And what's the bad part about that your friend or whatever, or my boyfriend seeing you, like what they're going to get the label of is like the label that they're constantly, I don't say complaining, but like they're constantly like wanting more or constantly wanting something, or like that's the reason why they're whatever, right? But that's not the case. They're just like if you keep asking them to do something
without any type of
to their mind, it's like what's the there's no bad blood, like
for what?
But for what, right? And not that you always have to have something reciprocated.
No.
But it's just like that's just what makes sense. So like I don't know how the soccer program is ran, but like I talked to my boy from seeing you, he was very like honest about like cool, like he does what was needed to be done bare minimum.
Right.
So
it's all about showing you that you care, man. That's really all it is. That's all I'm getting at. Show that you care, and I'm not just a number to call. That's all.
Especially around certain events, certain times.
Correct. Yeah. That's all. Quick transition to the most important message that came out over the last week, and I think it's just one of those messages, man. I want to talk to you about closure. I want to talk to you about closure. Okay?
Yeah.
A long time ago, I had a friend.
Mm-hmm.
We'll say his name is Steve.
Mm-hmm.
Me and Steve.
Very convenient.
Me and Steve really, we hung out together all the time. Usually Monday through Fridays around like 8:30.
Yeah.
And we just had the best time together. We would play games together. You know what I'm saying?
Find stuff.
You know what I'm saying? We would find stuff. We used to do riddles and stuff. Like we do all types of stuff. And then one day, Steve just up and said he was going to college, man. College and that. I'm like a kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, your parents is drilling into your mind. You got to go to college. You got to go to college. But like, that was like when I'm 18. Not when you like a grown ass man. So I'm like, fam, are you leaving me? With who? Who the hell is Joe?
I'm guessing Joe is a hypothetical friend as well, or is
right? No, Joe is Steve's cousin.
Yeah.
Joe is Steve's cousin.
Yeah.
And so for years I never knew why Steve left. Just up and left. Until this past weekend, when Steve came back to us, and he explained to us why he had to go.
That bullshit ass message.
And then, just adulthood, and he was like, yeah, he growing up. He said he was proud of me. He said he was proud of me, Keem. He said I look good.
That's been years.
It's been, that's some crazy culture. It's been years.
Mm-hmm.
I saw people on the internet, man, and they were just like, yo, I don't understand why people are like this over exaggerating about Steve. No. Blue School was a huge part about.
And they must have wasn't there when he left.
That's what I'm saying, dog. Like, this is different. Like, he had an impact on so many kids' lives. Like, a lot of 90s kids' lives.
Yeah.
So, like, just seeing him come back on the 25th anniversary, obviously, and just giving us that message, like, hey, like, things are scary.
At this point, what was it? Salt and Pepper had Paprika. They had 3 kids, right?
No, I think they got like 4 now.
What was it?
It's Paprika, Cinnamon. They got like 2 other kids now. Salt and Pepper.
Oh, their names was
Salt,
Pepper.
pepper with the parents.
And they had paprika.
But they've had 2 kids since.
They had nutmeg.
Yeah, nutmeg and what's the other?
It's twins. They had twins.
Yeah, it's like another one. So it's like, and it's this euphemism for like adulthood. That's what it is.
That they was showing kids that 2 ingredients and seasonings were having
Interracial too.
interracial too. We're having children out here, and I mean they were busting kids out. Like they were having kids every
They
2
were
seasons.
getting it.
They were
They were getting
They
it.
were
Man, I
having
was
kids
like,
every 2
yeesh.
seasons.
And they were like French.
Yeah.
and they were French. Like, what is going on? But I thought that was cool, man. That was.
You thought it was cool?
I thought.
I have a different opinion.
Okay, I would love to hear your opinion on Steve's beautiful message.
It was cool to see the message,
Okay.
but it was definitely more of an FU. Cause you can't be that person that had all this impact, decided to just up and leave,
Yeah.
and then come back as toxic for when that's toxic behavior.
It's very toxic behavior.
To come
It
back
is
like
it is super
you
toxic
look
behavior.
good, by the way.
Dog.
Don't tell me I look good.
Hey, dog. No. Hey, but you know what? I said, really?
I mean, whatever.
I was like, really?
Like I miss you too, I guess.
Yeah.
but like you can't. How he left so abrupt.
Oh,
This Joe
man.
character comes in. We like Joe. We don't know you, Joe.
Hey, Joe, listen, I'm gonna give you all my as much energy as I can, but like, you are not Steve.
That's not working out.
You are not Steve.
It's not working out. And where I
You are
started, now Steve, I'm a grown tail man.
It's like
now.
I have a family now, and then you want to come back into my life
And say,
like,
hey, I know I just abrupt and left, but no, Steve, you look different from when you didn't go. What college did you go to? Because you was already grown when you
he's a
left.
detective now.
He is?
Yeah,
I thought he was. And wasn't there something with kids say he was missing? Like, wasn't there like a?
that was all false.
Okay, as long as it was false.
Remember, that was playground. That was playground like rumor stuff. Like he was like on drugs. He was like
Yeah,
that was playground
It was.
stuff.
And all of a sudden, really what it was, he was just out.
Yeah, but in reality, he was
He came back.
But like in the show wise, he went to college to be a detective
Yo, okay.
because he was gonna catch clues.
Makes sense, but I appreciate his. Did he even apologize?
He never said sorry. That's what we're clear.
I'm about to say, wait, hold on.
No, he's very toxic. And the crazy thing is,
Very toxic.
normally I would come up with that same conclusion. Normally I would.
You look good.
I got caught up.
I had to go.
I got caught up, dog. I'm not gonna lie. He got me.
And he walked off the camera.
That 2-minute video got me. I'm not even going front. He got me, bro. Sorry. Yeah.
See, he got me. No, he got me. He did.
No,
But I was pissed. I'm mad though.
He
Like,
definitely got me.
what you want to eat?
Yeah.
Cause he definitely. Mad as hell cooking that dinner. Yo.
Dressed.
Alright, let's go. Yo. That is so facts.
No, that's true. Oh man, he is toxic. Damn, he is toxic.
Very toxic. That was a toxic comeback, a toxic message. You look good, by the way. You didn't have to throw that in there.
No, he's very toxic.
You look good, by the way. What?
He didn't need to say that. Why did he say that?
I missed you. You look good, by the way.
He is a sick dude.
Apologize for what you did, because you abruptly
Apologize.
say,
for what
I
you
am
did.
sorry. Like,
Oh,
you left us and you just all of a sudden
boy
want to
just
come
got
back
up
after.
and left. He is sick, man.
I saw a video, some guy was like, we were young, how you expect us to take care of a dog by itself, a smart dog at that? Like,
I still need to know a lot of questions.
yeah.
You left that dog with Joe. Fine, you left him with Joe. That house, did it have a mortgage? Did it have a mortgage? You
Was
just
he
left it
paying
with
for it?
Joe. Is he renting?
And why every episode with Joe, that's why I stopped watching it, because my mother don't like dirty houses. Why every episode with Joe, it started off with stuff being in the back. Why wasn't Joe cleaning the house?
Joe said, listen, I'm living for free. Probably had other people around. He probably took the drugs that Steve was using, because you got to be doing drugs. Be talking like soap and like shelves and things.
Yeah. We just got a letter. We just got, like, the letter.
Yes,
the
it's an
letter
eviction
typed out.
letter, probably. Like, what is going on?
That was the letter you got.
Yeah.
Who is from? The landlord.
Yes.
Because because Steve just left. That's who it's
The
from.
landlord. Who are you, sir?
Who are you?
You are not Steve.
And there's no way Blue accepted him back so quick, because Blue had kids at this point.
Blue never had kids.
Who's the pink one?
That's Magenta. That was his. No, Magenta's a girl too.
Didn't Magenta have
No,
kids?
none of them kids. None of them. They just regular dogs.
Oh,
There was
they had puppies.
blue. There was magenta, and there was like the big green dog, who they affectionately called the big green dog.
The big. And I know Joe wasn't feeding him well. There's no way. I know it. So I accept his message.
I accepted the message, but you're right. It's very toxic.
It's toxic. I was mad, but I was happy. I was mad and happy at the same time.
I didn't even think of it that way. I got blinded by my nostalgia.
No,
That's crazy. He got me.
That was gaslighting at its
He
best.
got me.
He knew exactly.
How did he do that to me?
And the reason why it was such real good gaslighting, because he didn't turn it to I had to leave for college, so that our feelings of neglect was we were bad for feelings of neglect because he up and left.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
Toxic.
We just cracked the code. That's crazy.
Toxic.
We just cracked the code.
And guess what? He walked off that camera. We won't see him again. He's graduated. We won't see him again. He may post here and there.
He be in some of the new episodes with Josh, the new guy that they had. Josh is their cousin too.
Josh, Joe,
Joe,
and they all around the same age.
Josh looks a little bit younger.
Josh a little younger.
He looks a little younger.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. But like Blue, just like, yo, how many owners am I gonna have? Like he abandoned the dog.
He had him for so long.
He abandoned
the dog for quote unquote college.
How long was college too? Because like you were gone for long 4 years. See? You were supposed to come back and be like, hey.
I feel like he had kids too. He just stepped out and just.
Yeah, he wanted to live life. He wanted to use them drugs somewhere else.
He tried pot. He
wanted to use them drugs somewhere else. Dang, that really was a toxic message. I'm mad now.
Yeah, no, it was toxic, and I hate how he ended it. Because it was like, thank you. I'll see you later. It was thank you. Walks off the camera. He did Blues 25th anniversary.
He did the thing though. He did that's his thing.
Toxic. He knew that's his thing. What you gonna use your thing against someone that you just leave to bring them back? So he used his thing, and it got everybody. Everybody was like, oh my God. Ooh, child, that's ghetto. Sorry,
Hey, yo.
Yeah.
I think about it.
Good catch.
Yo.
Good catch. Very good catch.
Oh man.
Very good catch.
Okay, let's wrap with what other shows from our childhood that you used to like? I was a Little Bear guy.
Little Bear.
I was a Little Bear guy for sure.
So it depends on the morning. So in the morning, I like Franklin. He was very calm.
Franklin is a liar. Franklin is the biggest liar in any TV show. Him and Little Bill. They're the same. In fact, they're the same people.
Little Bill.
Little Bill was a badass kid.
Little Bill was a
He was a badass kid.
Little Bill, Caillou. Bad bald head kids.
Bad bald head kids. From 3 to 1. Franklin, Little Bill, Caillou. Dead ass. Liar, badass kid, and the worst.
The worst. Like Caillou.
Caillou is the worst child in any animated show ever.
I've been looking at old clips on Twitter. He's on Twitter. They always dig up stuff. Twitter's great. I was like, yo, if that was me as a kid, the show was over with. My mom, the show was over with.
Episode 1 is over.
CPS is going to be immediately.
I remember my brother used to watch Caillou, and then my parents actually watched the show for one time. They're like, oh, you are never watching this.
Yo, Caillou was doing some wild throwing cats, seeing that his cat could swim.
Caillou was a demon. Was a demon. Rubbing lipstick all over his sister's face. I'm like, you little whore. Like, whoa, what is going on?
Like, why are you kicking your sister? Like, punching her in the back?
Caillou was
crazy.
Like, Arthur had like a small sense of like he had
a
little bit of weakness.
Yeah, a little bit of weakness.
Yeah, a little bit of weakness when he punched like W. That was it. But he never really got crazy.
Arthur really gave me like middle school vibes. Like I actually really I liked Arthur a lot.
Arthur finally hung up the Raptors this season. This past season, and he's finally got canceled per se.
Yeah, I miss Rocket Power. I miss that was my jam. I'm trying to think of
remember Allegra's Window?
Who?
I'm a little bit older than you.
I don't know that one.
Eureka's Castle?
No.
Rupert?
Definitely Rupert. Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Rupert, That was my guy too.
Yeah,
Red
he was
sweater
chill.
with the yellow jump.
Yeah,
Like I was like,
yeah,
oh,
yeah,
he's
nah,
not.
he
Yeah,
was fine for
he's
his
fine.
time. He was fine
Nah,
for
he
his
was fine.
He was fine for his time.
Maggie and the Ferocious Beast.
Maggie and Ferocious Beast.
Yep.
Yep.
Oswald.
Oswald. Yeah.
Um,
Did you watch? This is gonna be. You're gonna be like, come on, Keem, why'd you watch that? You heard of Sagwa?
no, what?
Sagwa? They were bad cats.
No.
Bad Chinese cats.
I've never heard that. I promise you.
What? Sagwa?
And listen, you know me, I'm a cartoon connoisseur. I've never heard that in my life.
You heard of Sagwa?
I promise you.
I'm not gonna lie, that was like the first. Like I used to
Hold
rush home to
What
watch
is it?
Sagwa.
How do I spell this?
Let's see, SAG. At that point, it should come up. Sagwa the cartoon. Sagwa the cat.
SAG.
It was the best looking cartoon too.
Oh, here we go.
It was the best looking when it regards
Bro,
to.
I've never seen this. It has one season. That jump must have been ass.
I love Sagwa, yo. Like I love it.
I promise you, I've never heard of this in my life. Oh, remember Dragon Tales? I didn't watch Dragon Tales.
Dragon
That was
Tales.
my brother.
I watched the Jackie Chan one. That was my favorite.
For sure.
But most of my I watched like I told you I watched. Most of my thing was like I was really transitioning more to Disney at this point, like with Power Rangers. I made sure I watched that religiously. It was recorded. I watched the Battle Ravens.
Were you Gullah Gullah all the time?
I wasn't, but I was. If that makes sense.
Okay.
They did a lot of re
stuff.
Yes.
So for sure.
Yes, so if someone asked me, yes, I was Gullah Gullah. I definitely watched it. Like, because they did.
Now that was my jump.
Yeah.
Gullah Gullah gets representation on TV.
Yeah. When did Boondocks start? Boondocks?
Like 2004, maybe.
Because I remember watching the first few episodes of Boondocks.
How old were you?
I don't know. Maybe like I may have been 10 at this point.
I feel it. And when?
What time?
2005.
2005. I was.
You graduated in 2011.
So yeah, I probably was like.
You were 12.
Yeah, like.
You should have been watching it.
11. I was like 11.
That's like me watching like Beavis and Butthead when I was younger.
I was 11. Oh, you think I was watching it like from my mom?
Oh, well, obviously no. But,
I was like 11. Yeah, and I was watching Boondocks, but I grew up in Bronx, New York.
That's true. That is. I forget that part of the story.
What I saw.
Yeah.
I went outside. It was right there.
You basically watching Boondocks in real life. Yeah, my fault. Yeah, my fault. I forgot.
Exactly. You said
that's my
I didn't have a sword. I had a lead pole.
Yeah, that was my thing. Boondocks.
Boondocks. South Park.
Yeah.
That was where I was starting to transition into the age of like learning how to put my curse words together.
When did you start cussing? Like, when did you say your first cuss word?
Oh, that's my first cuss word.
Like knowingly.
Knowingly.
Not like copying people. Yeah.
Knowingly, I was 6, so it's for my 6th birthday.
You were 6 years old, or 6th grade.
6 years old.
Okay.
I remember the specific day because I'm still to this day. I told you I'm a huge Batman fan.
Yeah.
No one matched up to Batman.
Sure. Yeah.
So Batman came to my party, and we were on the block. We shut the whole block down for my party. So I'm like,
I feel like New York like superhero birthdays are different.
That we shut the whole.
Because I've seen Spider-Man with the Tims.
I've
seen Spider-Man with the Tims.
My Batman had Tims, but in our apartment, there was like a double door type apartment. And when you look up, there's like steps. Like there's apartments here, but they cut all the lights off, and it was like steps that go up. So when he first came out, and from the darkness,
like in the shadows,
I was so happy. Like I just looked up. We have it on VCR too. We recorded my birthday.
Yeah.
So happy he came out, like whatever, and I was like, I love Batman, right? Then at some point, he went to go. He went up to the apartments.
Yeah.
How's Batman going to the apartment? He's like, you gotta use the bathroom.
Yeah.
I said, oh, let me go show him where the bathroom is. You kind of see in the camera me like sprint up the stairs to go into. So I remember going upstairs, and like it's still dark in here. So like at this point the block is like hot. Everybody's outside.
Yeah,
for
sure.
So the door, my apartment door was cracked. So I just pushed the apartment door open, walked in. He was in the bathroom changing, and I said, literally, I said, what the And I was like, you're not Bruce. You're not Bruce.
You're not Bruce.
I was devastated.
Oh.
I was devastated. So that was the first time I like cursed and I knew what I was saying. I felt the emotion
crazy.
behind it. I was devastated because I was like, I thought you were Bruce Wayne.
Oh man.
And this is when I thought. Batman was real.
Yeah, when everybody's real. Yeah.
I
Damn.
thought you were Bruce Wayne.
That's tough.
My mom was like, we didn't live in Gotham because the area we live is a lot nicer than Gotham.
You didn't live in Gotham.
I was like, oh yeah, we don't live in Gotham, but he's coming though. He's coming to visit.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That's
And
crazy.
the costume was so dope. It was a perfect Batman costume.
Like you wouldn't even know the difference. Damn.
Homeboy came out looking like regular ass
Joe Smo.
Oh
man, that's tough. That's
Bruce.
tough.
You're not Bruce.
Oh, you know what that's like? That's like when in Space Jam, where the girl's like, "That's Charles Barkley. You a wannabe.
You a wannabe.
Be gone."
That's exactly what it was.
Crazy.
That's exactly what it was. I tried to
man.
convince myself. I was like, maybe Bruce Wayne. Like, and I convinced myself too. Like that was maybe it's a parody. I was like, maybe that was Dick Grayson. I was just trying. I was trying to give myself every.
You were trying to just shake it. Yeah, that sucks, man. Damn.
Yeah. So that was the first time I remember I got cursed.
Damn. I remember vividly cussing in third grade.
Yeah.
But like, not like in a sense where like, oh, I'm using it in the right way.
Mm-hmm.
I was just letting it just fly.
Just let it go.
I was letting it fly. Like combinations, like mother bitch. Like just like combinations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I had a potty mouth. I still do. Once I hit middle school, it was like, yeah, nah, I'm cursing everybody out. Yeah. But
yeah. Middle school is like, all right, cool. Like I know what I'm using in a sense, and I know when to use it, and I know where to use it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then yeah, at that point, like I tried like, even like when I'm like around people I know, I don't always use it like crazy.
Okay.
I like to pepper it in, like when it's necessary. I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, let me go ahead and add that little flavor in there.
Ooh.
Yeah, you know, it's a little flavor in there.
So
Not as much the other word I use.
No. Oh.
Yes.
That one.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's one day when we get connected again, we got to talk about that, because that's the one where I don't use it on here.
Use it what?
I don't use it on here.
On here?
Mm-hmm.
We shouldn't.
I feel like I should, but I feel like I should be able to be myself.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Don't give people the window.
Yeah.
Because now you gotta curse them out and say the word.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
Yeah, nah.
But yeah, that's.
I speak with that one too, but it depends on who I slipped up at work though. Now
I used to let that joint fly.
to a caucus, but like a person from Europe,
Right.
like a European looking person.
Oh no, I used to do that all the time too.
Man.
But now I don't. Now I try to just be like, I use different words.
I said, beep what? Like, what did you say? Like, what?
I thought it depending on what said to me, I'm like, what? I'll still, you know
it
what I'm saying?
just comes.
Because
right?
that's just a natural thing for
Yeah.
us. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And like I just feel like I don't know. I told the line of being comfortable with myself and making other people like not uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So it's just like I don't know. But that's another topic for another